That was loud. That was a lot louder than I had anticipated. What? Right. Put the attendance in the chat. Get that rocking. Mm-hmm. 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 Test, test. Test, test, test. Okay. Audio is too loud on there. Right. One. Hey, shalom. Y'all watching F Shabbat Thought. Some Tazawa in the building. Young man getting it in. Everything's running. We too wild out there? I'm sure right. We too wild out there? All right, let's clap it up, man. Clap it up. Do not delay. Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakathum to the Akim. Yahweh Shamar Alathun Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah to the Akwakian. You understand? We are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth of the Bible, and that's that every so-called black man, every so-called Hispanic man, every so-called Native American man, every so-called Haitian man are the true Jews of the Bible. You understand? And that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We also want to let everybody know that if it is not under commanding General Yohana, it is not the truth. You understand? We are not affiliated with any other Christian organizations. We're not affiliated with any Muslim mosques. We're not affiliated with any religious institutions. We're not affiliated with any political parties. You understand? We stand alone in this fight. You understand? And it's for good reason. You know, there's so many lies out there in the world. There's so much deception and so much manipulation and so much, you know, so many traps and snares. And I mean, every direction you look and turn, man, our enemy is out to kill us. You understand? Like, our enemy is out to destroy us as a people. And it's not even, I mean, it's not even, like, that's not even a conspiracy. It's not even a conspiracy. Like, all the evidence points at it. A conspiracy is something that, like, you know, there's no evidence of it, you know? Like, it's just some weird claim that, you know, people just run with, you know? But the fact that our oppressor hates us, man, and murders us and you know, abuses us and takes advantage of us and robs us and, you know, oppresses us. It's all the statistics are there, all the data's there, all the video footage. You understand? You don't got to look far to see the evidence of it. Just open your eyes and look around your house. Look at your look up and down your street in your neighborhood. You understand? Look at our people in the school systems. Look at our people in the prison systems. You understand? Look at our people in, you know, in the damn homeless shelters, right? Look at our people on the streets. Look at our people on drugs. Look at our people, you understand, like the violence, you know, we exact on each other. It ain't hard to see. Like, we've been oppressed, man. We've been destroyed in this land, man. But we're gonna get into the Bible tonight, man. We're gonna wake our people up and tell our people the one thing that the Christian church ain't gonna tell them, the one thing the politicians ain't gonna tell them, the one thing that, you know, the Muslim mosque ain't gonna tell nobody. You understand? And that's to serve the God of this Bible. It requires something that is very lacking in our community today. You understand? Something that is absent in our community. in our nation. And that's courage, man. We have been taught, like courage is a bad thing. You understand? Like we've been taught that courage is damn near toxic, right? But that is not the case, man. To serve the God of this Bible, to serve the Most High, it requires courage. You can't be a coward and serve the Most High. You understand? You can't have this ridiculous notion that you can get along with everybody and not step on any toes and serve the God of this Bible, man. That is not how he intended this to be, right? Like this walk to serve him is one that is going to test you. You understand? Like you will soon, what it say, if any man come to serve the Lord, he might as well go ahead and prepare himself for temptation, man. You might as well go ahead and prepare yourself for a battle, for a war, because that's what it requires. They wonder why we act all militant and, look all serious and, they think what we do is pretty much, they say it's hatred because it's so serious. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's so uncompromising. But damn, if what you're doing isn't like that, like if that's not what you're doing, if what you're doing doesn't go against the status quo, then I hate to tell you, man, you serving something. You serving something, but it ain't the God of this Bible, man. You don't want to ruffle any feathers. You don't want to, you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. I mean, listen, we don't even create those conditions that make people feel uncomfortable. If they would just leave us the hell alone and let us do what we want to do, you know what I'm saying, about serving our God, then there is no issue. You understand? Pharaoh was the same way, right? With the children of Israel, right? In Egypt. Brothers just wanted to, go observe the Sabbath, right? Just wanted to go have a feast day. And no, he did, no, you're not getting no feast day. As a matter of fact, here, you got some extra labor for even thinking about it. You understand? That's oppression. Oppression is an obstacle. You know what I mean? It's by its very nature. Anything that you want to do to serve the Lord is going to be obstructed by what oppression pushes and encourages and endorses. You take this past holiday, for example, right, Mazerat? Was it Thanksgiving, right? Okay. There's a holiday called Thanksgiving in this land. They celebrate Thanksgiving, brother. Seriously. You know what I mean? And let's say you understand, according to the Bible, that it is a wicked, selfish tradition to participate in and to keep, right? That the Lord hates and despises that feast day, right? So you opt out of it. How does your family feel about that? Huh? How does your family feel about it? You can answer. How's your family feel about you not coming to the Thanksgiving dinner that grandma's going to be at and your cousin from Georgia's going to be there? And you know what I'm saying? How does your family respond to you choosing to serve the Lord rather than going and participating in Thanksgiving? Go ahead.
They treat it like disrespect. Like they're mad at you, like you disrespect them, like you don't love them because you won't celebrate the precious holiday.
You see? You see? All we want to do is serve the Lord, but we've been taught that to serve the Lord is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like it's unnecessary. We've been taught that, we overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? Like we taking it too far. When the God of this Bible, I don't know how you open this book and read it. You understand? Some of the main stories in the Bible, like to me, some of the best stories in the Bible are when, the Lord's children are being faced with, a cruel, heinous demands to sin against the Most High, and they stand with the Most High. You understand? Regardless of what it costs, you understand? They stand for the Most High, man. They 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 uh they embody the type of courage that has been slowly manipulated out of the Lord's chosen people, man. You understand? We got people who are afraid to serve the Most High. You understand? Like, listen, what they call it? I don't even want to give them no credit, but you know, there's such thing that there are so-called Israelites, so-called Hebrew Israelites that will tuck their shield in. You know what I'm saying? Depending on where they go. You understand? Just to get that thing off before somebody sees them. Listen, Mazur, I can't tell you how disloyal that is to the Most High, man. You understand? Like that is very disloyal, and that is very weak and cowardly. You understand? There in the ISUPK, there will be no chain, no shield tucking. You understand? We don't tuck that shield. You understand? We rock it with courage, man, and boldness. And we're gonna get into it. We'll get into one story tonight, man, that puts this same thing on full display, man. And you better understand that this nation requires you to prove your loyalty to them. You understand? And they teach our families to require that disloyalty to the Most High from you as well. They require us to be disloyal. The Christian church teaches us to sin against God, man. What they say, the law is done away with. The things that the Most High told you to do, don't worry about it. Don't worry about those things. You don't have to worry about those things. Now, do I have to tell you how ridiculous that is? We've been taught to be disloyal. We've been taught that disloyalty to the Most High is a good thing, right? We've been deceived with all the, the emotions and the sentiment. They know how to play on us. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to play on us with the memories of the Thanksgiving holidays and the Christmas holidays. How could you not participate? Don't you feel it? Don't you feel that those warm memories? That look, General Muhammad broke down the other day. Hell, for half of us, that holiday was the only was the highlight of our entire year. The rest of our year was absolutely miserable. You understand? And well, here we go. Finally, we got plenty of food to eat. All the families around, and you got a happy memory from childhood. And now every year you chase that like a drug. We chase that disloyalty like a drug. But we're gonna see exactly in the Bible where the Christian church is afraid to go. You know what I'm saying? To get any wisdom out of. Don't make no sense to me. You got a book full of wisdom. The Bible says that the laws are the wisdom, and we reject it. We disregard it. We throw that out, following behind the Christian church, man. But it's an excellent story in the Bible. Some of y'all might be familiar with it, might not be. We're gonna go to the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 7. All right. And again, being in this land, I mean, it ain't hard to see the parallels. That's what I love about the truth, right? It wasn't until the ISUPK, I came across the ISUPK, that the parallels of my day-to-day were able to be illustrated in the Bible. You understand? Like it's things that happen today that we feel like a lot of people discount the Bible, you know what I mean? Because, it was written so long ago. You know what I mean? What does that have to do with today? This is a different age. But the Bible says whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning, man. These scriptures were written for our learning. Now you got scriptures written so long ago that fit today's society like a glove. It's something to that book. That's not Harry Potter you reading. That's not Twilight and all of that garbage. That's something with some power, man. That's how you know it's something to it. But the Christian church can't make parallels between the Bible and today. because all they want is your money. Those are the only parallels they try to make is money. Right? The parallel, they don't realize that the parallels in the Bible is that they're the Sadducees and Pharisees that Christ, he didn't get along with. Let's just say it like that. The ones that Christ called hypocrites. You understand? And that Christ constantly cut. Every time you hear Christ talking to the Sadducees and Pharisees, he's cutting them about this nonsense, that nonsense, because they're all just greedy dogs. You understand? Out for their own gain. And they'll teach you to be a coward so that they can continue to manipulate you and hustle you. And in the meanwhile, you're sinning against the Most High. You understand? That's not a good place to be. You don't want to be in opposition with the Most High. But we sit there suffering, but we think we're comfortable. You know what I mean? So comfortable, we just continue to do it without any regard for the realities, man. The God of this Bible is not, he doesn't play games about what he expects. The Christian church teaches that he's all love and just all merciful, and you can't do enough wrong to anger God. What? Have you opened the book at all? You understand? Have you cracked the seal? Have you taken it? Do they come in wrappers? Like, have you opened it at all? The Bible says that God is a man of war, man. Come on. He destroys entire nations. He destroyed the whole planet, didn't he? What, except what, a few people? You don't play games, man. Sodom and Gomorrah. Ask the Egyptians if the Most High is a game to be played, man. Ask them about it. You understand? And real soon here, you'll be able to ask this oppressor about it. You understand? So go ahead and jump into that real quick.
Daniel chapter 3, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Therefore, at that time.
So therefore, at that time, this is back in the day, right? This is what was going on back in the day. Go ahead.
When all the people heard the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music. All right,
so there we go. Like back in the day, this is describing all kinds of instruments. You understand? Like imagine a band starting to play a song. All right, the band's going to play a song. Now I want you to. I'm not even going to spoil this, but I want you to imagine when we read this first. When we read verse 7. I'm going to ask you online, you know what I'm saying, or anyone in the class, if this reminds you of anything that happens damn pretty much on a daily basis in this place. All right, let's see if we can draw some parallels here. All right, go ahead and read that from the top. I'm not going to stop you after music this time. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 3, verse 7. Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, the flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshiped that golden image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up.
All right. So back then, music would start playing. And when that music would start playing, everybody was required to bow down and worship a golden image that the king Nebuchadnezzar had set up. All right, Nebuchadnezzar was a Babylonian king, okay, who pretty and of course, like all heathen kings, enslaved the Jews, you understand? Like enslaved the Israelites. So does this ring any bells? When the music starts playing, everybody has to worship this thing that the king, the man who's in charge, says this is important. That ring any bells for anybody? Officer Mazerat?
When they make it to the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge of Allegiance. you're on the right street, as General Muhammad would say. You're darn sure on the right street, but the only thing I would ask you is with the Pledge of Allegiance, right? What do they do with the Pledge of Allegiance? What happens?
Let you stand up, put your hand on your heart.
If you stand up, put your hand on your heart, and then
recite.
You tell that flag, you understand, that it has your allegiance, right, that it has your loyalty, right, that it has your commitment, right? But what's missing from that? You got the right image, you got the wrong cue.
The Super Bowls, the Star Spangled Banner.
There you go. Clap it up. Anybody ever heard of the national anthem? Huh? You ever heard of the national anthem? What happens with the national anthem, man? What? Bam, 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 bam. Everybody, shit, you better get up. You better get up out that seat. You better show some respect to what? That flag. You better show some respect to that image, that idol, huh? That idol and everything it embodies. That, and again, like, it's an idol, but the God of that idol is the oppressor. You got to understand that. The God of that, like that idol, that flag, embodies the spirit of the oppressor. You know what I mean? All that pride and all that, I will kill you to take what I want from you, right? All of that, just arrogance and just who's higher than me in the world? No one. You understand? That's everything that flag embodies, man, right? So that music plays, you better get up. What happens if you don't get up? Everybody okay with it? Everybody give you the thumbs up? Huh? What? Come on. They tore Kaepernick a new one, boy. They tore him a new one for not getting up when that music played and not worshiping that idol when that music started playing. Oh, they try to crucify us for it. You understand? In the ISUPK, we don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. We don't stand for the national anthem. You know what I mean? We don't remove hats. we don't even halfway stop conversation. You understand? It is a thing that y'all go ahead and get down with it all you want. That's not for us, right? Like if I'm walking, I don't stop walking. You know, like I don't hurry up and sit down neither. That's the thing. Like I continue doing whatever the hell it is I'm doing. It's irrelevant to me. You know what I mean? If I'm flipping a burger or whatever I may be doing, I carry on as usual. You understand? Like I don't sit down to give it reverence. I don't take a knee to give it reverence. I don't get quiet. I ain't taking my hat off. I'm not doing nothing about it. I don't care. It is. Man, I'm trying to think of it. Kind of like when the Most High described, the other nations as spittle. You know what I mean? Like just it's background noise. You know what I mean? It's a dropped pan in the kitchen. It's irrelevant. But in this land, that's not acceptable, man. Your kids are going to go to school, and when that teacher goes to do that Pledge of Allegiance, and your kids don't stand, you're going to get a phone call. You understand? Your kid might get sent down to the principal's office, right? They might get suspended. Ain't no telling, right? Because you not worshiping this flag like we all do is unacceptable. It's unacceptable, Maserati. You understand? And again, it's so much more broad than that, but that's a very concrete, parallel. You have to see the relation there. You got a king ruling over everybody, including the Jews, and he has this expectation. Now, are the Jews allowed to worship an idol? Huh? Are we allowed to worship idols and worship other gods and all of that madness? So we have what we call a good old American conflict, right? We got ourselves a dilemma. So what you gonna do? Are you gonna endure the heat of, you know, people looking at you like you're doing something wrong? Are you gonna be able to stand the, you know, the whispers and the, you know, the hate, the hateful things they'll say about you? You be able to endure that? What your family say when you ain't come to Thanksgiving? Huh? All the hateful things. They act like they say you don't love us. You don't love us. And then they go and treat you with hatred, all because you want to serve the Lord. Didn't Christ prepare us for that? Didn't Christ warn us about that? Christ said, man, you better be ready to lose your mother and your father. You understand? To serve me. Like it's not to serve him, to follow him. You understand? It's not an easy thing. You might as well go ahead and prepare yourself to get talked about, to get, you know, for them to threaten your job. You understand? For them to threaten to cancel you, right? You might as well go ahead and get good and ready, man. I know some of the people at them games you might go to and they do that national anthem and you don't stand. I know they be ready. The police be ready, you know, to roll you up out of there. Oh, you don't want to stand? Well, you got to leave. They would love to eject you for it, right? We're gonna get back into it. It's a beautiful story. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews.
They accused the Jews. So you got some people, you know, that's not Jews. They got a beef with the Jews about this. You understand? So what, you know, them Jews, they think they're, you know, the ISUPK brothers, they think they're Israelite. They think they're the real Jews. Huh? They're not standing. They're not patriotic. They ain't got no patriotism. You know what I'm saying? They act like we damn terrorists, man. We ain't heard a fly on. Yeah, we ain't heard a hair on the fly's head. You know what I'm saying? Oh Lord, we are just the most cruel and vicious because we don't stand for the pledge, because we don't celebrate your holidays. Maserati, when that Christmas music come on, they start playing them jingle bells and stuff. You better get your behind in that Christmas spirit. Am I right? Listen, I'll tell it. On the slavery, they got Christmas tree, you know, different people putting little lights and stuff. I mean, no sweat, do your thing. Where your lights at? No lights over here. Oh, you're just a Scrooge. You're just the Grinch. You know what I'm saying? You're just a mean old, you're just mean. You're just rotten. You're not celebrating Christmas. Yeah, what? So be it. You know, don't we got a right to? But you kind of don't. You know what I mean? Like on paper, you got a right, but in society, you don't got a right to not stand for that pledge, to not celebrate Thanksgiving, and not celebrate Christmas. You don't got a right to do that. That music is playing. You better get down. You better do what that idol requires of you, or they're going to tell. You understand? Someone's going to have a problem with it, and they're going to say something. They're going to say something to somebody, whoever it is, they think they could say it to get you some consequences. Oh, it's going to be sad. Go ahead.
Verse 9. They spake and said to King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever.
They went to the king straight about it. They went to the king, little king, man, king, we want you to live forever. They go and kiss his behind real fast. Ain't that how they do it? Them old Uncle Tom's. Ain't that how they do it? They go kiss the boss behind, kiss the oppressor behind, right? Oh, Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, right? Go ahead.
Verse 10. Thou, O king, hast made a decree
He said, Salaki, it said, thou, O king, hast made a decree, like reminding the king. Remember you said when the national anthem gets played, remember you said, you told everybody, go ahead.
That every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music.
He said, didn't you say that everybody, when they hear this music, go ahead,
shall fall down and worship the golden image?
So didn't you say that when that music played, people are supposed to worship that image? Didn't you say that when the national anthem gets played, people are supposed to stand up? Didn't you say when the national anthem playing, you're supposed to take your hat off your head? You're supposed to put your hand on your heart? And you're supposed to sing along, right? You're supposed to sing along, at least that one high note they be hitting. The land of the free, everybody's supposed to hit that, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Oh Lord, you hear that? They said, didn't you say that when that music play, everybody's supposed to bow down and worship this idol? And that if they didn't do it, if they didn't comply, if they didn't assimilate, if they didn't adopt your actions and what you say they should be doing, didn't you say you would punish them? Didn't you say you would throw them into a burning fire? Didn't you say you would fire them? Didn't you say you would take their job? Didn't they say you would take their endorsements? You understand? Didn't you say you won't let them play in the game? Won't let the man throw a football because he ain't staying. Go ahead.
Verse 12. There is certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon. Okay,
so he said, well, what are they snitching? This straight up snitching. We got a lot of this in the community. These are cowards. You understand? Like these are cowards, man, that are just gonna go with whatever everybody else is doing. They're going with it. And they're gonna tattle on anybody who isn't. Go ahead.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
That's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Go ahead.
These men, O king, have not regarded thee.
Said these men haven't listened to you, king. Shadrach, Meshach, and come on, you can see it, right? Like he pictures them, they're pointing. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they ain't doing it. They're not doing what you said, boss. They're not doing it. Go ahead.
These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods.
Say that again.
They serve not thy gods.
What they do?
They serve not thy gods.
They not serving your gods. Interesting. You got Jews who have a God. Our God tells us we can't serve other gods. We're not allowed to do it, Maserat. You understand? Thou shalt have no other gods before me, man. Can't do it, man. It says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. You know what I mean? It says, learn not the way of the heathen, right? You made it flat, right? These are all the things, right? Okay. Go ahead.
Nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
So they ain't worship that image, which means they not worshiping the gods either. You understand? Like they trying to serve their own God. They're trying to abide by his expectations. They're trying to meet his demands, and to hell with ours. Well, sir, what are you going to do about that, sir? Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king.
All right, Salaki, 1 sec. I got to take this call. So, what that's it. Kind of in the middle of class. So. Oh, Slocky. So I thought it was something going on. Slocky. Kind of concept. Kind of concept. Slow concept. Check it out. I was getting a major check-in. Slocky. All right. So where was we at? You gonna read that again?
So we was at verse 13. We finished 13, going to 14. When we read 13 again?
No, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yep, that's 13. And 14?
No, go 13. Yeah, read 13. Salakia.
Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah, so the king, how does he feel about it? Huh? How did the king feel about them not worshiping his image on cue? Huh? Oh, he was mad. He was big mad, what they said. Big mad. Go ahead.
Then they brought these men before the king.
King said, bring them here. Bring them here. We're going to see about this. We're going to see about this. I'm not going to, do what was supposed that what we were told to do, when that music plays. Let's see how this goes. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them.
Go ahead.
Is it true?
Go ahead. He says, is this true? Is what they're telling me the truth? Go ahead.
Oh, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Go ahead.
Do not ye serve my gods?
So you don't, do ye not serve my gods? Do you not serve? Are you refusing to serve my gods? His gods. Him. You understand? Go ahead.
Nor worship the golden image which I have set up.
Listen, he said, you're not going to serve my gods? Are y'all really refusing to not worship the golden image? Are you really not going to put your hand on your heart and stand up and sing this terrible song? Go ahead.
Verse 15. Now, if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music.
Hold on. All right. So he says, and now, basically, he's like, I'm gonna give you another chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna play this music. Like we're gonna try this again. like I really let me be clear of what I'm asking. When this music plays, go ahead.
Ye fall down and worship the image which I have made.
So you say, all right. So, get ready to do this. The music's gonna play, and you're gonna get down and you're gonna worship. Go ahead.
Well, but if ye worship not,
he said, if when this music plays and you bow down, good. Well, good job, right? No beef, everything straight, keeping it moving, right? Go ahead. But
if ye not worship not,
but if you worship not, but if you don't, go ahead.
Ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So he had a big furnace set. Imagine a big bonfire, a big furnace. You know what I mean? Like, damn, a big oven. You know what I mean? With open flames, right? And I love how he says, you will be cast the same hour. That's like we're gonna immediately throw you in there. Ain't gonna be no long drawn out, like no long, due process hearing. It's like, nah, you're gonna get tossed immediately, right? Into this furnace. Go ahead.
And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
And then he mocks him. He's like, all right, so I'm gonna play my music, right? You're gonna worship my idol. If you don't, I'm throwing you into the fire. Now, the reason why you're not doing it is because you serve some other God that says you can't. Well, what the heck is he gonna do about me throwing you into this fire? You understand? Like think about this. Let's use some good common sense here. You don't want to be thrown into a fire, do you? So go ahead and get ready to, get down with the get down. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Mhm.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
Yeah, listen. They said to the king, listen, man, it's you don't want to hear our answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are not careful. Like, I mean, we know who we serve, right? To them, they understood that loyalty to the Most High required courage, man, and they had an abundance of it, man. They had such an honorable trait. They refused to compromise despite threatened adversity. You understand? And this is severe. Like, this is worse than losing a damn job. This is worse than losing an endorsement, right? This is worse than, your family, talking about you behind your back. They already do that anyway, whether you go to Thanksgiving or not. You understand? I mean, they're going into a fire, man. And they told the king, they said, look, you're not going to like our answer, man. Go ahead.
Verse 17. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace.
Listen, they said the God we serve, if he wanted to, he could deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. Like, it's a small thing to the Most High. You understand? That's a small thing for him to come and, defend us, right? But go ahead. I like this next part. Go ahead.
And he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king.
Except if the Most High wants to deliver us from you, like if he wants to make it so you can't do nothing to us, he'll do it. You get that? The Lord could protect us from you. He could make it so that your attempts to hurt us fail. But this next scripture is so full of courage and so full of integrity and loyalty and all the things that the ISUPK helps bring back to the nation of Israel, man. Read that.
Verse 18. But if not.
But what?
But if not.
But if not. Let's say he don't. Let's say he doesn't come down and stop you from hurting us. Right? Let's say he doesn't stop you from firing me. Let's say he doesn't stop you from kicking me off the football team. Let's say he doesn't stop you from, freezing my bank account. Go ahead.
Be it known unto thee.
So listen, we want you to know something. Go ahead.
O king, that we will not serve thy gods.
That what?
We will not serve thy gods.
They said even if he won't come save us, we still not gonna serve your God. You understand? Like, even if we have to suffer the fate of the consequences of not serving your gods in pursuit of serving our God, we still not gonna serve your gods, man. Go ahead.
Nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Listen, man, that's heavy. You know what I mean? That's heavy, and that's a concept that you're only gonna find in the ISUPK. What it said, no cowards, man. Ain't that on your vest back there? No cowards, man. It's not just talk. You understand? Like, it don't just sound cool. You better be ready to embody that. You understand? To serve the God of this Bible, to serve the God that we serve, you better be ready to risk it all the time. You understand? To serve the Most High. You're not going to get that in the Christian church. The Christian church is going to say, what? Well, hell, I got an idea. Let our choir come sing the national anthem. Let the pastor's wife sing the national anthem. Let's put the flag all up in the church, right? Right up there next to the cross, right? Trying to think if I ever seen a flag hanging, like, literally at the top of the cross, just flapping. I'm trying to figure if I ever seen that. I'm pretty sure it's out there. Right? You know they're going to have the Christmas tree in there, the Christmas idol. They're going to have that in the sanctuary, man. The so-called sanctuary. But these brothers said, no way, hell no, hell to the no, no, no. We not compromising. That's a lost trait, man. So like,
They ain't serving in secret neither.
oh Lord, no, they ain't serving in secret, man. No, they're not gonna bow down and then go ask God to forgive them. And that's what the Christian church will tell you to do. Bow down and then, God, Lord, forgive me. They ain't even gonna tell you, Lord, forgive me. They think it's a righteous thing. They think it's a good thing that they done. Because everybody's happy, everybody's smiling, huh? Ain't nobody get thrown into the furnace. Today is a good day. We all live to fight another day. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury.
You thought he was mad before? He's even madder now. You'd have to understand how he'd be madder. He just like that's you thought you was getting ready to scare them into doing it. And they pretty much they was like, nah, we good. They said, la out the water. Go ahead.
And the form of his facades was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Go ahead.
Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
All right, in case that was confusing to you. He got so mad at their response. He said, like his whole facial expression changed. His whole, like he was already pissed off. You understand? They already pretty much embarrassed him. Showed him, you don't have any power over me. Ain't that how the oppressor get? Huh? When he realizes he has no power over you, when he has no authority over you that trumps the Most High, ooh wee. Well, you get a madman right there. They get nice and red about that, right? He looks over to the folks at the furnace and says, "Turn the heat up in there 17 times more. Like turn it up hotter. You know what I mean? I don't know what degrees it was at, but they multiplied how much hotter it got. Just wrap your head around that and turn it up. Oh, it's on medium. Put that thing on high. Oh, it's on high. Put that thing on very high. You got that? Go ahead."
Verse 20. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army.
Listen, he commanded who?
The most mighty men.
His most mighty men. He knew he was dealing with something different. You know what I mean? He had to call the ones that, really hit them weights. You know what I'm saying? Really, try to get that strength going. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
The most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace.
All right, so like what verse was that?
Verse 20.
That verse 20. Okay, go ahead. So he said, man, hey, grab them and throw them in the furnace. He gave them the order. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments.
Listen, it ain't funny, but like everything they had on, like, you know what I mean? They ain't stripped them down or nothing. The hats and everything going into the fire, everything about you, your boots, you understand? Your mitre, all that. You going into the furnace, man. That fitted hat. Oh, you're not gonna take that hat off your head? You take that into the fire with you. Go ahead.
And were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
And they got thrown into the fiery furnace, man. Huh? Their oppressor told them, you better worship my God, or I'm going to punish you. And they said, bring it on. And their oppressor said, okay, give it to him. I guess that's the end of the story, Maserat. I guess the lesson to be learned is to, you better do what your oppressor says or he's going to hurt you. Right? Is there another scripture beyond that? I thought that was the end of the chapter. I thought that was the end of the story or something. That's not the end of the story? I mean, they're in the fire. The fire's turned up 17 times. I mean, surely it's over. Lesson learned. Right? Maybe there's more to it. I don't know where it's going. Maybe there's a twist. What is it, plot twist? Go ahead.
Verse 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent.
Because the king had said, like, was so like, hurry up, get him in there now. And everybody's rushing. Go ahead.
And the furnace exceeding hot.
The furnace was so hot. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
The flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Well, damn. The men that threw these three brothers into the fire got burned up by the very fire that they threw the brothers in. You know what I mean? Like they took, what do they call it? Casualty of war? What do they call it? Damn, collateral damage, right? Man, that's rough. Maybe that's the twist, right? Now it's over. There's more? Go ahead. Let's see.
Verse 23. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Oh, and now they fall down into the furnace. So they open it. The men that go to throw them in there, and as they throw them in there, they get burnt to smithereens. So I guess Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some damn hot dogs on the grill, right? Go ahead.
Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was a stone.
Was what?
A stone.
Go ahead. A stony. Go ahead.
Stone, and rose up in haste.
Right. So then he go ahead
and spake and said unto his counselors.
So he's like he's astonished. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, what? And he's looking, and then he gets kind of confused. Go ahead. He said, so he turns to his counselors, you know, the people that, you know, I guess he feels are smart, right? That can do a little bit of math, I guess. Go ahead.
Did not we cast three men bound into the midst of the fire?
It said, didn't we throw three men into the fire? I'm not tripping. We definitely threw three. It was Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Go ahead.
They answered and said unto the king, True.
Yeah, they say, yeah, man. You threw all three of them brothers in there. Yes, sir. You did that. Go ahead.
Verse 25. He answered and said, Lo.
He's like, whoa. Wait a minute. But, however, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
I see 4 men loose.
I see 4 men. We threw 3 in there, but I see 4. And when we threw them in, they were bound, Maserat. They were tied up, right? But they're loose. Keep reading.
Walking in the midst of the fire.
What are they doing?
Walking in the midst of the fire.
They are walking in the fire. So the very furnace that was so hot that the men that threw them in were burnt to a crisp and died, that the brothers that were in the fire are not only up and walking around, but now there's 4 of them? I'm confused. Go ahead, keep reading.
And they have no hurt.
They have no what?
Hurt.
No hurt. They don't seem to be hurting. They don't seem to be bothered. Keep reading.
And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God.
Oh man, come on. We talking about something extra here. You know what I mean? This ain't just no cat that was in the furnace that was just chilling before they got there and just, you know, they just overlooked them. No, this is the most highest, you know what I'm saying, power down there, man. With these brothers walking around, chilling. You know what I mean? Like you doing, like they on Shamar, walking around, right? Go ahead.
Verse 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace.
So the king is like, you know what? I got to get their attention. Let me go get their attention. Go ahead.
And spake.
What'd he say?
It said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth.
Do what?
Come forth. And come hither.
I said, man, come here. Hey, y'all come here, man. Y'all get out of there, man. I got to rap with y'all. You understand? I got to rap with y'all about something. This is interesting. Yeah. Go ahead.
Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire.
So they go ahead and climb on out. You know what I mean? Here I come. They gonna walk on out. No sweat. You need something? you call us? Are you good? We'll go back. We go chill, man. We was wrapping it up. We was over there having, talking about the game. All this harm that all this threatened harm, all of these feeble attempts at harming the Most High's chosen people, man. When they choose to serve him, all the threats to take your job and all of that. I heard Captain Tazariak talk about how they basically, the one slave he was at pretty much tried to, take what they thought was, all like his whole life by firing him. You understand? And Captain Tazariak ended up with an even better job. You understand? Like Captain Tazariak is quite well off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to speculate. I ain't watching his pockets or nothing, but the brother's got a thriving business. I know because, you understand, I've patronized several times and he has a hell of a product and he's deserving of it. You understand? But it's they tried to hurt him for serving the Lord. You understand? The FBI tried to investigate him and interrogate him and question him and scare him. And he surely he must have left the truth. Captain Tazariak left the truth? Huh? He's just a member of the conscious community now. He over there talking about crystals and horoscopes and stuff and just being as conscious and simple as he wants to be. No, man, brother was absolutely courageous and all the brothers in the ISUPK. You understand? Absolutely courageous for this work that we do. Despite the what this society will want to do to us for it. What this society would want to do to us for not conforming to their expectations. Come on, man. The king said, I got to talk to y'all. Come here, get out of that fire. They come out, go ahead. We almost done.
Verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
And the princes, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men. They saw these men. They all came to see what the hell is going on over here. What did we just witness? Go ahead. Upon whose bodies that fire had no power. I said, man, we got to go see how did this fire not hurt them? We got to do an inspection here. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Nor was an hair on their head singed. Man, listen. Not even a hair on their head was singed. Go ahead. Neither were their coats changed. Neither were their coats changed. What does that mean? Didn't burn up. Coats ain't burned up. They not. Well, when you put something in fire, don't at least turn black. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead. Nor the smell of fire had passed on them. You know what the smell of fire is? What's that? Like a charcoal, like a burn smell. Yeah, smoke. Smoke. That smoke smell. Right. You mean to tell me these brothers ain't even had the smell of smoke on them? There wasn't even this, like, no semblance of any harm whatsoever. Like, it's laughable. Huh? The attacks of the world on the ISUPK for us serving the Lord. I mean, do you see any byproduct of it? Huh? Do you see any ashes from it? Huh? Surely there are bodies, all over the place. No, nothing. Listen. Go ahead. Verse 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Go ahead. Who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him. The Lord delivered. The king realizes that these brothers serve something far superior than that madness that they was, trying to get them to what? To compromise,
to get them to swap it. Swap out the God you serve for the God we serve. What the freak is a flag? What can a flag offer you? Like what benefit is a flag? What can it do? Nothing, man. I'd rather serve the Most High. And this king saw this day that the God that they serve, oh, he different. You understand? He is different. Go ahead.
And have changed the king's word.
Yeah, he changed his word. That whole decree, that whole nonsense about if you don't get down when that music play, man, what are you gonna do? You know, he changed it. He said, yeah, everything I said about that, yeah, forget that. Go ahead.
And yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any God except their own God.
You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 29. Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces.
Look, this man pretty much tried to convert. You understand? He tried to convert. He's like, I want to get down with what y'all down with. You understand? I want to get down with what y'all getting down with. And ain't that's a precept, you know what I mean, about that scripture where it said that, you know, the other nations, you know what I mean, will see us as a wise and understanding people, man. That the Lord is truly with, man. You understand? Like that's how we supposed to conduct ourselves. Like there's honor and power in not compromising to the ways of the world, man. To the traditions of the oppressor, to heathen traditions. There's power in that, man. You understand? And in the ISUPK, that power is on full display every day, man. And if you want to get strong, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you want to get your strength back and truly serve the Lord, black man, Hispanic man, Native man, then you need to go on ISUPK.com. You need to contact the school nearest you, man. Get in class and learn how to put back on your culture, man, and learn how to, you know, build up your courage. You understand? Through this brotherhood, man, and through this leadership. Get your courage back. Stop being so weak and damn compromising. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. Compromise, just weak. You just give it all up. You understand? Stop being like that. That ain't what our nation needs right now. We need men that truly serve the Lord, man, to lead these families. You understand? To lead these women, these sisters, to lead these children. How the hell your children gonna follow you? You compromise every turn. Huh? You into this, now you into that, now you into that, now you into that. You can't make heads or tails of what the hell it is you are. You got no moral compass. You just do whatever you feel like doing, whatever you want to do. And you wonder why your kids grow up and do the exact same thing. We got to go back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Put back on this culture, man. You understand? Our history's in this book, man. Our present day activities were prophesied in this book. You understand? We got to get back to it, man. You understand? And we can go ahead and end it there, man. With that, I'm gonna pass the class off to Priest and Officer Mazarak, y'all.
ISUPK to carry the announcements. We are the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need interpretation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, they will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Give Treasury Department or a teacher, priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have 12 seal General Muhammad Scripture breakdown, which will be December 1st in Las Vegas, which will kick off the West Coast Cookout Weekend. We also have the Feast of Hanukkah, which will be December 17th. And we have the Passover, which will be April 1st, in Raleigh, North Carolina. You understand? And with that, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Min Israel Mariam, which means stand. Mariam Shabbat. Amariam. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Bakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakathon.
Yahya Matan, Latam, which means hands down. All right, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Sisters Amariam, Men of Israel, Amariam Shabbat, Amariam, Barak, Yahweh Shemar, Adam, Hashem, Hashai. Yahya Matan, class dismissed.